Have you ever played a dumb game? Well, sure you have. I have too, and plenty of them. But have you ever played a dumb game that somehow makes you feel like a golden god Olympic champion, all for hitting a glowing circle with another circle? Well, that is where Peggle comes in. Because let me tell you, this simple looking game has all the excitement of a AAA title, all of the sweaty competitiveness of a 2018 Fortnite Final Circle, and all the rage-inducing energy of playing Rocket League with your most mouth-breathing, mentally challenged teammate. So today I put on my Sunday best, and we are diving back into the world of Peggle to answer the burning question on everyone, yes, everyone's mind. What the hell was Peggle? And why does it rock my goddamn socks off? That's right. Today we're looking back at this marvelous world filled with charm, chaos, and unicorn fent addicts. So all you Peggle masters and curious minds out there, load up your balls and strap in, or strap on, because it is time to get pegged. As with all pegging experiences, I think it's important to look back at your childhood and figure out exactly what trauma in your life led you to this point. So let's spread some cheeks and dive right in, shall we? When I was a tiny moose lad, my entire world revolved around a blue square named the Game Boy Advance SP. I mean, I was practically glued at the hip to this thing. Pokemon Sapphire, Donkey Kong Country 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, and the original Lego Star Wars trilogy, which, let's be honest, was just made out of 5 pixels and 3 total sound effects. I mean, these were simpler times. Games ran entirely on 16 megabytes. 16! I mean, today, if you so much as sneeze near a Call of Poopy game, it downloads 3 extra gigs seemingly just out of spite. But back then, my underdeveloped child brain saw this and thought, yeah, this is absolute cinema, nothing will ever look better. Yeah, ignorance
is a hell of a drug.
But now we flash forward to 2007, which became the year that I fell completely in love with gaming. I mean, I was trying to play every waking second. Under the covers, at school, at summer camp, I was popping off. And so naturally, my mom took one look at that addiction and said,
Alan, we are so fucked.
Yeah, limits need to be placed on this immediately. And then suddenly, my Game Boy gets locked in their room every night, and my options became music or sit there with my thoughts. And as a child with ADHD, that was the worst possible option. I'm pretty sure I threatened to run away at some point. Anyways, as I've talked about before, as a kid, I was monetarily motionless. So what I did get, I cherished and used to the fullest. And one day, gaming destiny arrived in the form of a hand-me-down red iPod Classic with a screen. And that tiny screen literally turned me into a criminal mastermind. I figured out how to load videos onto it, flying in the face of my no screens at bedtime rule and making me feel like a badass. And then came the shining moment that changed everything. A $25 iTunes gift card. Shaking, sweating, probably throwing up, and probably wearing these exact cargo shorts, I stealth bought my first game ever. A seemingly cute little game at the top of the iTunes store called Peggle. Now, my mom did not know that iPods could play games, which meant that I suddenly had the most illegal, dopamine-fueled night gaming setup imaginable. Every single night, I'd sit there in the dark, listening to music and secretly blasting little balls at little circles like an absolute menace. Oh, and Mom, if you are watching this, yes, I'm sorry, I lied. But if I did, this video wouldn't exist. And now I'm a Peggle master. So honestly, I'm gonna say net positive. Because I did become a Peggle master. I played the hell out of this game. I mean, I was 4 levels away from 100% clearing every single level. And if you've ever seen this classic Achievement Hunter video, you know that's a real feat. Especially considering I didn't have a controller or a mouse. I raw dogged this entire game with a track wheel and a dream. And then when my other childhood obsession Achievement Hunter did make this video, I genuinely thought it was made for me. So yeah, this game isn't just important to me, it kind of shaped me, and it kind of molded me, and it made me who I am. And also, I was willy good at it. Would-a-wee. So before I ever do that voice again, and honestly I'm sorry that I did it at all, let's break down what made this little gem shine so bright, and why it still holds up to this day. So, what is this game? Peggle is basically the dumbest genius game ever made. I mean, honestly, I think a caveman could look at it and go, okay. And it can basically all be summed up in ball go bounce, peg go by, Beethoven go bust. And if you've got a brain between those pretty little eyes of yours, this game is for you. Because the design in this game is basically just pure uncircumcised dopamine. The lights, the sounds, the slow-mo moments of hope followed by abject heartbreak. It's all meant to stimulate your brain. And this is not a joke. The devs literally said they modeled a lot of it after the slot machines in Vegas. I mean, just look at it. Of course they did. And honestly, I feel like it's a miracle that I didn't become a lifelong gambling addict with how hard this game rewired my childhood brain. But another genuine miracle are the levels in this game. They go somehow from perfectly symmetrical masterpieces to whatever the hell this is, without skipping a beat. Basically, every single board feels like it was designed by a different dude with a different drug problem than the one before. One minute you're laughing it up in a flower field, having a whale of a time with your omnipotent god Bjorn, and then the next level you're shoved 10,000 leagues deep under the sea, wondering where your meth-induced psychosis will end. But that's kind of the magic of Peggle. The levels feel alive. They're like tiny physics playgrounds that constantly keep you on your toes, and since the pegs change around every time you load it up, it gives you unlimited replayability. But that replayability does come at a price, because sometimes the game just fucks you. Plain and simple. And yes, they did fix a lot of those issues in Peggle too, but that's a topic for another time, because that game's kind of cheeks. Oh, except for Stormin' Norman Schwarzkopf. That is my boy and undisputed GOAT. Anyways, back to getting plowed by these pegs. Because nothing in this game smacks you harder than the moments where you know the ball should have gone one way, and then it just doesn't. Yeah, actual physics,
I don't know her.
Peggle will give you the most electric triple bank bucket kicker shot of your life, and then immediately follow it up with, what if the ball just slid off this peg like a wet egg? Or, what if this portal doesn't do a goddamn thing correctly? Or what if this massive cock block in the center of the screen has the worst physics known to man? But for some reason, you keep going. Because every level has that one beautiful, stupid, perfect possibility where everything lines up and you feel like a literal god coming down to smite the last orange peg. Oh, and when you hit that final peg, Beethoven starts banging your eardrums, rainbows shoot out of your wiener, and for a brief moment, you're 10 years old again, filled with bliss and without a care in the world. But anyways, now that we've talked about the levels, it's time to talk about the true soul of Peggle. The Masters. Because those weird little freaks and their twitchy little eyes deserve both a TED Talk and a police investigation. So let's break these peggers down. Oh, and yes, don't worry, we will be ranking all of these ball-sucking masters. Okay, so on the surface, this game seems like a lovely little time with pegs, rainbows, and fun. But look a little deeper and immediately you lose all sense of innocence. Bjorn, the undisputed poster horse for this game and pegging in general. According to the shockingly deep lore behind this cracked out unicorn, he's basically the chosen one of the Peggle universe. He founded the Peggle Institute, recruited every other master, and pretty much jump-started this whole ball-blasting religion. And the best part is that depending on how deep you dig, none of that was his idea. He may have been forced into it by some higher cosmic power, and then eventually gets murdered and replaced with a robot version of himself. Yes, that is real. That is the actual Peggle lore. I'm not kidding even a little bit. And if you think I sound unhinged right now, go watch Goombana's video. I'll link it below. And watch your worldview collapse. Oh, but his little guided power kinda sucks. D tier, moving on. Jimmy Lightning. Next up, we got Jimmy Two Shoes Lightning, the hamster equivalent of Mountain Dew. His whole personality is just radical, sick, electric! Basically, like he was created in a vat of Monster Energy swill, which is also kind of cooked because I realized I talk like him. So I'm still working through that realization. Jimmy's whole shtick is just giving your lonely little ball a friend. A little clone. Only for that clone to immediately yeet itself into the shadow realm 90% of the time. Jimmy is the definition of mid. At his best, he's fine, and at his worst, he actively makes your run worse and then screams, "Awesome!" in your face. C tier. Cat Tut. Cat Tut? Yeah, more like fat.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Sorry about that. I mean, he's fine, and by fine, I mean boring as hell and I never use him. This power blows chunks. F tier. Splork. When I was a kid, I thought this guy was the ultimate master, the apex predator of the Peggle food chain. Because the instant you hit that green peg, he nukes the surrounding area with zero regard for civilian casualties. And to a 9-year-old me, that was peak game design. But looking back, he's really only cracked on like 4 maps, maybe 5 if you're generous, so he's going right in the B tier. The equivalent of, yeah, you're cool, but chill out. Claude. French. And what letter does French start with? Exactly, F, which just happens to be the tier this belongs in. Next. Renfield Pumpkin.
Pumpkin, yeah. More like I'm gonna pump my cum into him.
Once again, we dip our toes back into the lore and find out that this man is insane. Brother gave himself a lobotomy and had his brain scooped out of his skull to make a pie. I mean, I don't even like pumpkin pie, but I do like this tiny Victorian freak, because his power gives you a second chance to get more points and really clear out some levels. It's an absolutely goated power with zero downsides, except for when the game physics don't exist and your ghost ball takes a path only visible to the dead. But regardless, this guy slaps, and he is our very first S tier king. Tula. If you want to know my feelings about Tula, I think that this video perfectly sums them up.
Let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom, as far as I'm concerned. You know, but I ain't spending any time on it.
C tier. Warren. Warren is the embodiment of every single dude my age watching sports and losing $200 on DraftKings at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. Bro has a slot machine as a power. I mean, PopCap literally sat down and said, what if we make a master whose only dream is financial ruin? The kids are gonna love it. And again, it only makes it more shocking that I never became a gambling addict as a child, because this power kinda cooks. If you get lucky enough to get the magic hat or the 3-time score, you're basically guaranteed to get a free ball, and you will need them, because his levels are some of the most annoying little nightmares in the whole game. And again, looking at the lore, he actually does have a crippling gambling addiction, and the only reason he is a master is because Bjorn saw him losing everything at the roulette table and said, a financially ruined man with nothing left to lose, who has no choice but to submit to my pegging prowess? Perfect, make this guy a professor. A tier, degenerate, but efficient. Lord Cinderbottom. Okay, so if we translate bro's name literally, this guy's name is Lord Hot Ass, which is hilarious, but also hilarious because his power is one of the most OP ones in the whole game. When writing this video, I watched a history of Peggle speedruns deep dive, because I'm a very cool, very well-adjusted adult. But there's one specific strat with this dude that basically turns him into a one-dragon pegging army. You basically just have to aim the ball all the way right or all the way left, wait for the bucket to be on the opposite side, and boom, free win every time. It's gross. So my guy here is an undisputed S tier king, and he is absolutely in my dream blunt rotation as well. Master Who. Master Who is just ChatGPT for the gentleman, and genuinely the only acceptable use of AI. This little avian yogi is what happens when you either give a bird a 10-strip, or you take a 10-strip and suddenly believe you can communicate with owls. Either way, I use this dude all the time and I have zero shame about it. There is no greater ego boost in all of gaming than lining up a shot, waiting for the heavenly wisdom to descend, and who just goes, no improvement. Instant half chub. Brother, that's better than therapy. That's better than sex. That's a tiny owl telling me I'm perfect. And I'll take it every goddamn time. He makes you feel 100% more cracked at the game than you actually are. And the insane part is that after enough playtime, you genuinely start learning from him. I'll be in the middle of a level thinking, what would Who do? And let me tell you what he'd do. Steal your girlfriend and then send you a video of her getting cracked with the caption, 137% more zen. This guy absolutely S tier. So yeah, that's the roster. The weirdest, wildest, most questionably employed group of professors ever assembled. But together, they're the soul of Peggle. They're chaotic and unhinged, and none of them should be anywhere near a classroom, but they turn this game from fun little ball shooter into religious experience powered by physics and mental illness. And honestly, revisiting them now just reminded me of how perfectly stupid this game really is. The devs could have made a bland puzzle game, but instead, they made Peggle. So with all that being said, let's land this plane. Because after revisiting all these masters of chaos, it's pretty clear why Peggle hit so hard for me back then, and why it still absolutely cooks today. So what's the final verdict on Peggle? Honestly, it's a masterpiece of chaos disguised as a children's game. It's dumb, it's gorgeous, it's infuriating and beautiful, and somehow it made my childhood better without even really trying. One moment you're a 10-year-old in your bedroom sneaking in an illegal game session with Beethoven screaming in your ears, and the next you're a full-blown adult realizing that nothing in gaming has ever quite captured that same perfect magic. Every single piece of it works together to make something that's more than just a game. It's a memory machine. So what the hell was Peggle? Peggle wasn't just a game that you played. It's a game you remember. A game that reminds you how good it feels to be joyfully, stupidly competent for 30 seconds at a time. And I know about 30 seconds at a time. And that's why, even years later, it still hits just as hard. So if there's any one message I can leave you with, it's this. Give pegging a shot, you cowards. Hi, thanks for watching. No, I did not think this video would run this long, but when I started writing it, I genuinely just kept getting flooded with good memories, and they just kept coming. Sex joke. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the video, and because you did, make sure that you toss a green checkmark in your comments so that I know you're a real one. And as always, do not forget to subscribe for more amazing Moose rambling content. So I'll see you at the next one. And piece of advice, make sure that you go to the store and pick up some replacement lube after watching this. I love you.